sit-down since he took office. President Trump has promised warmer relations with Israel. So what exactly would that mean moving forward? Ilan Goldenberg is the director of the Center for New American Security Middle East Security Program. Thank you for joining us, Ilan. So the two leaders will have a lot to discuss, but what do you think is really number one on the table?
So I would probably say, and great to be with you, I should say, number one will be Iran, in my opinion, for both of them. Prime Minister Netanyahu has said he wants to talk to Trump about renegotiating the Iran deal. He wants to convince him that there are ways to do things differently. A lot of Netanyahu's security people are telling him, this is not a good idea, and have expressed some hesitance about it. They think that even if you didn't like the deal, at this point the agreement is solid and stuck, and you should look for other ways to try to push back against Iran. But thus far, it does not necessarily look like Netanyahu is going to listen, at least both based on what he said both privately and publicly. Trump, for his part, has also been very much against the agreement. But if you see some of the statements that have been made by his staff in the last week, some of the public statements from the administration, what they're basically saying is, we don't like the deal, but we're going to respect the deal. And even as we continue to abide by it and keep America's word, we're going to look for other ways to push back on Iran in the region. We're going to push back in Yemen. We're going to push back against Hezbollah. We're going to push back against Iran's ballistic missile tests. So it's possible, I think, Netanyahu and Trump then come to some kind of an agreement on Iran where they agree, for the moment the deal stays, but let's find other ways to counter Iran's behavior in the region.
Ilan, the president took a harder line on Israel's plan to build settlements, saying that it's not good for peace. Do you think this is going to complicate the relationship between the two leaders? What are you reading amongst the tea leaves here on Trump's stance on settlements?
Sure. So I think, actually, Netanyahu was probably pretty comfortable with Trump's stance on settlements, because what Trump did was he pulled back pretty dramatically from where Obama was, where Obama was saying no settlements anywhere, period, to essentially saying, don't build any new settlements, but construction in areas that already have settlements is okay, which basically allows Netanyahu to say, continue with doing what he's doing, but also turn to some of the more extreme right-wing elements in his coalition that would like to do even more aggressive things that would isolate Israel internationally and really cause a backlash, which Netanyahu doesn't want. And so he can say to them, look, Trump is against this, so come on, let's maintain good relationships with the United States. I think more broadly, there's going to be this question of where they move forward on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Trump seems to want to try to negotiate something and has argued for trying to bring in the Arab states into some kind of an arrangement with the Palestinians and the Israelis to try to move the process forward. That could make some sense. Israel and many of the Arab states have a lot in common, especially on Iran. But at the same time, the Arab states are going to want Israel to move forward in a substantive way in the Palestinian issue. And with the very far right-wing coalition that Netanyahu has right now, it's going to be hard to see any kind of real steps that can then lead to progress.
And it seems like the Trump administration is interested in moving the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Jerusalem, of course, is a city that Palestinians would like as a future capital, and the Israelis claim it as their capital. So where are we on that move?